Infinity here with Datum and Creolis, and we just finished a match between Team Brazil and Team Philippines, and we are jumping straight into Team Vietnam versus the content creator team from the Chinese region.
Yep, just finished one, but we're already starting with the other. And what is this I'm seeing, Creolis? It's a Yasuo versus a Renekton. I don't think this is gonna go well for GK.
This is going to be interesting matchup because we do have a little bit of momentum coming here from the Renekton, but Yasuo does have the grass too. So maybe, moves coming up from Zing there. But
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? This could not end well for the Yasuo because I think at all points in the game, Renekton could very easily fight the Yasuo, especially with the shield cancellation that the Renekton has. So realistically, I don't think ZK has at any point, especially now, any chance to get back into this game unless there is something he is hiding that I don't know.
And you always have to consider, when it comes to a Renekton pickup from any teams here in this 1v1, he will be so strong from level 3 onwards. In that 1v1 fight, Yasuo did not have his ultimate ready. He did not have that last breath. So really, that 1v1 potential definitely goes to the favor of Kuzi.
I do agree on that. And he kind of lost a lot dying early on for the side of WRLK because he got some plates, he got some good waves coming from Kuzi, and again, the kill is already won.
Not to mention, it's a Yasuo we're talking about. So that wind wall is rendered useless up against Renekton. So essentially you have one less kill than your opponent, and that's not a good thing.
And one of the big perspectives as well, when Uzi forced out the fight a while ago, there was a wave crashing down up against Jige. So really, when you're considering this, that is the reason why there is a 2-level difference between these two players. Then with the level lead.
But I wouldn't want to count out GK yet because if you remember, WRK is pretty dominant in the 1v1s as of right now. So anything can still happen despite having the matchup when the Renekton against Yasuo.
Yeah, well, I could see an angle going like that. If the Yasuo builds tank, perhaps stacks on armor as well. I could see it potentially happening.
I mean, there is always still that possibility when Kuzi makes a mistake, that could be a potential window for punish for the likes of WRLK and Giga to really capitalize. But the thing is, he has to be looking out for Kuzi on what he does here, because Kuzi can say, you know what, I have the 1k gold lead up against you. I'm just gonna play it safe, but not like this. Using up the dominance, already going for an all-in here, and Jige putting a lot of pressure. Knocks up, last breath follows through, but there is no damage, and Kuzi with a flash connects. Jige goes down, and VNC takes the win in a 1v1.
And after all that, Creolis,
that was a big game.
Yeah, it was. I think that was the quickest game we've had.
Yeah, in 4 minutes.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? And when it comes to a setting like this, a Renekton is just gonna dump on Yasuo.
It was just Mission Impossible, right? The early game lead that Renekton has, an early game power spike at level 3.
Long.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Fiora.
On the Rumble.
Against a Rumble. I think it's my first time seeing a Fiora in this 1v1. And pretty excited, but I think for this Rumble, if I'm not going to be mistaken, it's going to be more on the economy side of the game. We're just going to stack up the gold coming from the first strike.
Yeah,
that's been happening a lot.
And really, the thing with the Fiora is that you want to capitalize the repose if you have that all-in engage for that crown control. That will be your dependency. But in this type of matchup, you really don't have any use for the repose this time around.
Okay, I want to orient the people who are not familiar with Long. I have one note here for him. One in icons. That's it. That is the only thing you need to know about this man. I specifically remember the days that Long had when he was playing professionally, but this time he is playing the Rumble on the Baron lane, as it is a 1v1 against Haofin, and Haofin on the Fiora. So let's see how he traverses around this 1v1. The Fiora, not something we see a lot of here in the 1v1.
I mean, Fiora's going to be one of the best 1v1 champions in the game.
Oh yeah, sure.
But if we have like three ways to win, it could go so many ways for the Rumble too. Oh, actually, we have an impact right here.
Wafanin being aggressive on that fight with that overstay of Long, and now the duel comes through. But this is still too early for them for that commit into that engage.
Yeah, for the most part, these two champions both need a fair amount of items before they can deal and dish out a lot of damage. So, which is why none of the players do go down yet. But at this point, I would give a bit of an advantage over towards the Rumble, who's now going in.
So far, this is just a battle between two traditional Baron laners. It's all about farming at the initial stage of the game. But at level 5, this is where Long could play a bit more safe and just farm the waves with the equalizer. And for the likes of the Fiora, for Team VNC, this is where he wants to be aggressive.
And just gonna be more of information right here for Ho Chi Minh. Ning. He's a former GAM Esports bot laner, back-to-back Baldur's Vietnam champion, and he has a quote, "Lower your ego, lift the trophy."
Ooh.
I mean, that's something good aura.
Yeah, that's wise words from Whining. But okay, let's see you go up against Long here, who does pull out the equalizer. But so far, we haven't seen a lot of effective equalizers apart from just clearing the waves here, right, Creo?
I mean, I do believe that's going to be the best way to utilize your first strike. Build that economy gold. I mean, if that's your way of win condition, you just want to clear up the waves as fast as you can.
And I love that you brought that up, right? Because the thing is, Long's winning condition is really just getting that gold, 7,500. But Ultimate already cast it out, but Ignite, bringing him down, has to use the collapse to retreat, back to safety. Able to really retreat at the nick of time, but Long's on the chase. That moment of first blood secured by Long.
Whining, he didn't have to go back into that lane, but he did, and that was a crucial mistake. Long all over punishing that mistake. So there you have it, the first kill on this 1v1. Long takes it after the back of that equalizer and does the chip damage actually.
I think he could have been safe already.
Yeah.
He just
He
made
was,
a tiny mistake on decision making, which really cost him that one death upon his Fiora.
Yeah, and the thing is, you want aggression for a Fiora, but not like that. Because the thing is, Long, first and foremost, has the HP advantage, has the crashing wave onto Whining, and really has just a better damage overall at that initial bout. So really, face front in danger is not something that VNC wants to do. And once again, he's now back to half HP.
And look at the short trades as well, right? Long just pulls up the shield whenever Whining goes in for to proc those Fiora's passives. And again, here we go with the equalizer. Long going in.
Once again, half HP down for Whining. Has to use the Grand Challenge, but will not be able to follow through in proccing that ultimate. He wants that. He needs that for that sustain.
He is his back against the ropes right now for Ho Chi Minh, but I know it's kind of tough right now. If you are going to talk about damage, Long has the damage. If you talk about lane control, he also has lane control too. So if you're going to be Ho Chi Minh on this one, you would want to get a kill, but how?
Yeah, that is the question.
That's the only thing you could try to bounce back from this one.
Exactly. And you take a look at the items as well of Long, right? He just picked up the entire Thornmail. Boots completed up as well, so there's just too much layers on top of this defense, on top of the shielding as well. Look at this, Whining.
Ignite being burned out onto Fiora. VNC has to try to run away because one more kill for WRLK. Long will secure the win for Team CN.
Yeah, there you go, the 2-0 execute win victory with the kills. Long finally makes it happen with a Rumble, giving a point over towards his team. And wow, actually, you know what? One thing that I want to point out there.
Will win the series, so pretty sure both teams locked up. Vietnam, also WRLK is going to be just giving us one absolutely great game.
For sure. I mean, neither of these teams absolutely will give it all they've got, right? But at the end of the day, it is still a competition, and the competitive spirit is just alive for everyone here that we've had so far. So, love to see it. Love to see the support from the audiences as well. And of course, here we go. Triple A ARAM between WRLK and Vietnam Chosen. Let's take a look at the compositions here, Cleo.
Adam,
Yes.
do you see what I see? Do you see what I see?
I see what you see. I see what you see. I see what am I seeing? Wait.
There's a set.
There's
Pretty
a set.
much.
This was
Yes.
it. They got a mama's boy.
I've been seeing him all broadcast long beside me, but now it's on the screen.
But I think this is one of the big things to take note of, right? For the side of WRLK, their primary engage would be the Malphite. So when the Unstoppable Force would be available, that will be the signal for WRLK to set things up. And for VNC, similarly from what you see, Creolis, this will be the primary engage.
Pretty sure about that because they have the Malphite who will engage. The set can bring them back to the back line. It could really change the tide of the clash.
Yeah, absolutely. But the one thing I want to point out to you guys is the Samira, because I'm not sure how that's going to fit really well into the current state of AAA era. It's a very interesting champion, Samira, of course. It does have both melee and range properties, so that's going to be one thing, of course, to see. But it is a reset champion. We've seen some of those earlier as well, as there is a sleep coming
nice
through.
sleep.
Tilting Lullaby, that will be a signal for WRLK to go in. First blood for the CN team.
Oh,
That will give them the advantage, the numbers advantage, as Kuzi is on a death timer. WRLK is pretty much controlling this game for the first 2 minutes.
Very nice snowball play coming through from long there, getting the triple sleep, forcing a couple of flashes and getting a kill for WRLK. A very methodic setup as well, though.
And I do see the potential combos coming from both sides. For the side of VNC, of course, that Sona ult is going to be very clutch on helping out the Samir to ult as well. But for the side of WRLK, they got a Malphite, we got the sleep, and of course the Rise with AoE as well. And of course the Senna, we're just going to sustain the whole team.
Okay, here we go again.
B19 being in front, trying to deal a bit of damage into the front line, but now WRLK has found score over extension. This will be huge as another isolation target, and D2C goes down.
Yeah, deep for the Gwen. Just not enough backline, enough backup for the Gwen. There's not a lot of tankiness,
Whining
obviously.
into the back lines, has the ultimate going through, kills onto XXJ, but a trade will be secured 1-for-1.
Well, Creo, an attempt was made by D2C and then by Whining, neither working out.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be, you know, still early. And it's going to happen.
That's true.
But they need to readjust what they need to readjust. And hopefully they should luckily get their offense.
Okay, score. Taking a lot of damage, having to force out the Haymaker there, but will be staying safe for now. The set, as it is still pretty early on. You know, one thing that I would like to point out, both of these teams have very heavy scaling on their sides, which makes sense as to why they're playing on the safer side this time. On the one hand, you got XXJ on the Senna, you on the Rise, and on the other, you got D2C on the Gwen, and Whining on the Samira. So they're going to take a little bit of time to ramp up, but once we hit a certain point where score activates that showstopper, might be in it for a very divey situation from VNC, because look at their comps, man. They want to dash in and take the fight to the enemy here, Creo.
And they would want to do that for sure because they do have the potential AoEs coming from their team. But again, they have to keep in mind the Sona could be the tide changer for the Flash.
Showstopper.
Goes into the back lines, isolation onto Tiga, but now WRLK counterattacks this. You have Long going for the little thing, Lullaby, but it will be Whining gaining free access in the back lines. 4 kills already, lucky for the Penta. It will be Whining securing the ace.
And the crowd goes wild, Whining, the local legend, getting a Penta up against the WRLK. Whining, I was doubting this pick, but he's not done.
He ain't done. What a beautiful play there coming from Ho Chi Minh with that Samir. That was orchestrated to perfection on that clash.
Yep. Man, I'm looking at the Vietnamese desk and they're going crazy here. Creo was Whining. Shows up and finds the Penta. Just like that, VNC get the advantage, but here comes WRLK.
Sun onto Tiga, WRLK playing a bit slow, patiently. You cannot dive under the turret, the huge threat of damage. And so far, no commit onto the engage.
Yep.
I mean, I think they're just buying time and get those cooldowns that they need and set up for the perfect play again.
And it's an interesting setup too from Long, right? You've got the Dark Harvest setup on the Lilia. Typically, what you see here, you see a lot of face rushes or maybe even a Conqueror every now and then for Lilia. But Dark Harvest is an interesting choice for sure. Hayut going in, but not committing yet. So it's a pull and push here between two teams.
Yeah, and now once again, you have Seth setting up the fight, and it will be VNC who will get that 1-for-1.
Okay.
WRLK is now looking for the side. XSK goes down, double kill once again for Winding, and is looking for more as you have Long and you just staying pretty into the back line. They cannot go for an overextension.
Winding.
Once again with a reset. Ultimate comes straight into the backside, taking now down low. Reset, stacking them up. And Winding with the triple.
Winding keeping the local crowd with the smile on their faces, seeing what the performance has been doing, and it is gonna be good for Winding.
And Winding showing us why he picked this particular Samira. 4 items, or 3 items in the bag, including the Executioner Calling, but might as well have been 4 items because it is just absolute domination from the Samira. Collector up, Bloodthirster, and Infinity Edge completed already. And that is a very scary Winding.
I mean, I called it earlier because the Sona with the stuns could really serve Samira the golden platter for your ult.
Yeah.
It has been happening so far in this game. Right now, we need some answers coming from WRLK on how they could maybe counter up that attack or maybe let them extend. We'll see how this goes.
WRLK, they have to find an opportunity while the flash is down for Winding. Just a couple of seconds before that happens, maybe around 20 seconds, but it's closing now. And that's one of the best things about Winding too, is they know exactly when to pull the flash and time it right. Now, it's another threat from TG Score to look for a threat with the showstopper start. And Winding gearing up for a fight yet again. So let's see what the counter punch is from WRLK. Maybe Long can find an angle.
I mean, personally, if you're Winding and you know you are skating this game, you have the items ready to rip them apart, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
right.
For sure. Of course, VNC, they are the ones with the biggest support here today. So you can hear the crowd going crazy as Winding mops up the Chinese crew of WRLK. But right now, both teams just entering a bit of a stalemate. There is no opportunity yet to strike for either one. Maybe just waiting for the cooldowns here. You gotta look at score. Half of the cooldown goes in.
Looking to flash into play, but still not able to find the angle for the showstopper.
She wanted to ult.
Yeah.
I felt it. As a setmate, I felt that.
Yeah.
But good disengage coming from WLK on preventing the potential play coming from the side of VNC. But I think as the game goes longer, Rise and Lilia could scale up.
Absolutely. And they will catch up.
Showstopper into the back lines, isolation onto the tank, and now it will be Winding. Inferno Trigger brings down 2, make it another, and it will be once again Winding, the chosen one for VNC, looking for the last man standing for WRLK, but XXJ able to retreat on skate scot-free, but now the base will be open as VNC are looking to end.
And they are looking to end right now. XSJ fighting with everything he's got. He's still alive.
Communities are now pushing in, Score and
my
Kuzi
God.
are alive, and the Vietnam Chosen will bring down the Nexus as they will secure the win up against WRLK.
And there you go, the home crowd, the home team getting this win on the last series, and this has been quite a shocking performance coming from that Samira from Winding.
Yeah, Winding never let go of the advantage once they got it. Phenomenal consistent performance. That was able to bring it home in the end. VNC, and look at the boys. They're looking prime and happy off of that, as they should. And that concludes the matchup up again.